3 feet.
All right, so we will call
Hi, Mike.
the selectmen's meeting to order here at 5 p.m. First up is to approve and sign the joint minutes. These are the joint minutes with the budget committee on December 6th.
I'll make a motion to accept them as presented.
I'll second. All those in favor? Aye. We also have to approve and sign the minutes from the December 12th meeting.
Just for those.
I can make a motion to accept. Do I have a second?
Yep.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. And Scott will have to sign in his office.
No,
No.
he's not here to vote,
Oh, okay.
only when he's on.
Only when he's on Zoom. Okay, my apologies.
No, okay.
All right. Up next, Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you party? Yep, she is.
yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
I asked to be on because budgets, I know it's a busy time of year, but other than that, it seems the first couple of meetings in the year, there's room. And the couple of topics that were definitely addressed during last year, and then they just sort of faded away. I mean, I was curious as to the status on the relocation. And also, I think the last time I heard about the sand salt shed, Judy mentioned something about going out for RFPs.
They did along, yeah, we had a meeting.
Yeah, we had a meeting that awarded that. And then, the process started. I talked with Mike, and I know Mike briefly talked to you out in the parking lot a couple days ago. You may have crossed paths, Mike Welch, but, okay, I circled back with him on it anyways, and, everything, the forms are in. They're getting ready to pour the wall forms, and then, but what hiccuped us as far as not having it done 100% right now is that the folks that are actually building the steel portion of it requested engineering plans to it, which to guarantee our warranty on the steel, we needed to have engineering plans, so that took some extra time, so
And
that's
then
what pushed us out.
the steel that they wanted,
Right.
and they wouldn't let us vary from that steel or whatever that material is.
Everything
If we
we
did,
do,
they
the
would
warranty
warranty it.
to guarantee that we're
So-
protected, so
So
it's moving forward.
how much of a dollar-wise project is that going to be? That's
Things
just
are what
really.
I don't.
I can't remember off the top of my head exactly.
You can stop by the office, I can tell you, I don't have that with me.
100,000?
It's in minutes somewhere,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just looking.
I don't know, it's over 100,000, but I don't
I
don't
can't
know what.
remember exactly, but
Okay, all right. So there's, but
Happy to
that
get it.
RF, there's only one portion of it that needed an RFP.
Yep, because we assumed the general contracting.
I didn't, I'm sorry.
Yes, because we assumed the general contracting part of it, we just bid out the building. Because we
Oh.
could get the other stuff cheaper doing it that way. And every section that was done did not meet the $25,000 threshold, so it didn't have to have an RFP.
And then as far as the status of Gordon Pond Trail, we've reached out to the US Forest Service before the holidays, requesting a meeting. Judy's done it. I've sent emails plus the text message. They have not circled back yet with a date, but we're gonna keep pushing them now that we're,
Laura's reached out to.
yeah, we're into the new year. We'll continue to push to get something on there before spring rolls around and we start to see hikers looking for access on the trail.
So
The last we left it with the HOA and ourselves was that we were gonna get the Forest Service, the US Forest Service in here to sit down
We
with
said we'd
all of
try.
us. We would try, so that we could have a conversation about it. And I'll answer a lot of their questions and the status of why it's being relocated and all of that, so.
And because the last thing I remember was his name Oliver, he was on Zoom. And he was a homeowner and that there was going to be a meeting. But
We
you
can
still is it still targeted for
We don't,
Sundance?
we don't know.
We
have
don't
heard
really know,
nothing.
we haven't gotten
It's
full
basically,
confirmation from them, so,
it's basically no real movement on
yeah,
it at all.
It's just, we haven't heard anything.
right. But
Kind of in limbo at this point.
we will keep after them. We'll circle back now that the holidays are over and see what we can get. And I know the district, Mr. Toomey's boss is now back from leave,
Also, maybe,
so we may be able to
I don't know who that is, but
reach out to both of them and see what we can set up,
That's it.
come out of budget season.
Is the Clark Farm Road, is that still an option?
I'm not sure that was ever put on the table as an option, so.
It was discussed, but we never formal. Sort of proposal type thing.
But you were going to go out and do a field trip to take a look at it.
No,
we have these
gotten-
grants.
No, that hasn't had any movement either.
I think it's safe to say there's not gonna be movement until after town meeting. Honestly, I don't,
No,
I don't foresee us having the time to do that until after town meeting, but unless you guys can.
I'm only asking because I made one phone call and I got through to a person.
Well, you're better than all of us and you're better than the lawyer because we don't seem to get a response.
Yeah.
So why don't you have your person call the office here and put us in touch with them? I don't know. I have not received anything formally from anybody.
What is what is the hopes of the select board? What is the select board looking?
I think to have a conversation and find out what their intentions are, what their thoughts and plans and how do we move collectively together. That works for everybody. So,
And the parking lot out here, that was mentioned at one time, is that viable?
Which part?
I don't
Or-
know,
This
the
here,
town office parking lot?
yes, that was brought up at a meeting.
I don't think
I
any
don't-
conversations have happened because we
No.
haven't talked with the Forest Service, so nothing has, I think everything's
No, I don't
contingent
recall
on.
any discussions about using the town.
No, they threw out, he's talking about when everybody came for the meeting
Yeah,
and they just threw out different ideas and he's wondering what the result of those ideas were, but we
We
haven't
haven't had that meeting.
we haven't
We haven't had
talked
any
about
talks
anything
with them,
because we haven't got information from them.
right?
I don't even know how it all came about to us because
Right.
I've never once gotten anything from the Forest Service. Have you? Like.
No, not directly.
Like,
so
no, I just think it
I
all
think it's been
started with
maybe floated and
people talking about it.
nothing officially written that requested, so. We'll,
So- I don't know.
we'll circle back with them. Like I said,
Well, did they request the? They didn't request the movement.
I don't know. I don't know. I have not
I don't
seen
have anything.
anything in this office.
Okay, I just remember Scott, the first time I asked about this in April, Scott saying that Gil had asked if he could negotiate with the Forest Service.
no, I didn't
I,
ask anything. I had a meeting. I think it was in February with Ryan Toomey.
Yeah.
Down in Kanc. And he had just received a copy of the land, they call it a landowners association, I think, up there.
Lost Valley?
Yeah, it's a landowner, not a homeowner. And he had just finished reading it, and we had a 15-minute discussion down in Campton. And that's the only formal, Miles had been in, it was just before Miles went on vacation last year, so it was either February or March. And that was the last discussion I've had anything to do with that. Now,
oh, that's right, Miles did stop in the office.
it came about when I was standing in my kitchen one day and 3 Forest Service trucks went up the road. I got my truck, followed them, and they said they were getting ready to redo the AMC guide. Or whatever their guide is. And we're thinking about doing just what we're discussing. That was it. And then there was another truck later, a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, came up. And they parked on that area with that little leveled spot. And I'm sure you're familiar with it. On
The
their
crossroad.
property.
At the crossroad up there?
Yeah, well, we used to call it the stump dump.
Yeah.
Louis thought he actually owned the property because he owned all that all the way down to the power line. Apparently, Louis would get halfway through and think, yep, that's good. Move on to the next. As it turned out, that little landing spot right there is on Forest Service property. And they were parked there. And they were just looking, that's all. They were just getting a feel for the layout. I gave them a little bit of history about the railroad grade itself, the landowners around it and so forth. But they didn't come right out and say, yes, we want to move it there. And the whole thing's been in sort of limbo ever since. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. But I don't know what their plans are. But we didn't go to them. I just connected with them up there, and that was it. I explained that, I think, to the landowners association when we had that big meeting that night.
Yeah, I think it actually came from the homeowners. Miles came into the office and then we read something about it in their minutes. That there was some type of conversation, but we've never been approached.
No, we've never written.
Town of Woodstock has not been approached. I didn't approach them, they just drove up the road one day and I followed them up. They never came to me directly or any of that, so. That's where it stands right now.
So we'll continue to work to see about getting a meeting this spring.
Bring
with
up
them.
maybe that they're not going,
Maybe they're not
when they
moving
start
forward.
to move forward, then
Right.
they'll contact us. I
I guess
don't
they need
know,
to just let us know that.
something.
I did make it a point to drive up there at least once a week last summer, my way by to get up to the cul-de-sac at the top of Sundance. And I think I saw a total over the course of the summer of 4, maybe 5 cars parked respectfully onto the shoulder. One was actually parked down on the town of Woodstock property. There was a Subaru wagon or something, but off to the side so that the road was kept clear between where the road is and where the power line is. They just pulled in and, but that's all I saw all summer up there. And I don't remember seeing, a few people come out. It's mostly used by the people from Lost Valley. They just walk the loop. They're always friendly. I always have a conversation with them.
The loop down,
From Sundance, down a railroad bed, down over the mountainside, back up. I call it the loop. They're always friendly. We always have a cordial.
so if there is parking up there, is that a legitimate town no parking sign down on Lost Valley Road?
Well, it's a class 5 town road. So whatever regulations go to that, go to wherever the parking would go up to up there. And there's no, part of the ordinances, there's no overnight parking on any class 5 town road. On the
But there's-
road.
There's a sign there that says no parking
Where,
right across from Tyler King's.
I don't know, idea. But there is no parking in town roads. I mean, that's what the ordinance says.
Right.
when you say across from Tyler King's, cross Route 112,
No, Tyler King owns the apron,
Brown.
I know, I inspected it for
and just the road right there,
them. That's Lost Valley Road.
right at the bit, right, Lost Valley Road, right at the bottom of Fred and Anne Marie's road is a no parking sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Lost Valley Road is a class 5 road or not.
Yes, it is.
It is, so I don't know who put that there, we didn't.
Yeah, we probably did. There's no parking in town roads.
So how can you park then up? If the trailhead is moved?
I don't think we have those answers yet.
Right. And didn't you say they're off the road?
They were off the road on the shoulder. And it's pretty wide, it's about a 6-foot shoulder up there. So they're not on the pavement, or whatever that,
I think we're just at,
but they are within the right of way.
right,
Right.
I think we're at the point where we just
Well-
need to get some answers from the Forest Service.
From anybody.
and circle back. Right,
Anyway, I don't care.
Thank you.
thank you. Next up, we have an agreement for the CDBG and CDFA grant. So, you have a contract for us to sign? Okay, so I make a motion to move forward with the CDFA and CDBG grant program. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
And have me sign, have Cheryl Reardon sign. You'll second that?
Yes.
All those in favor? Aye. I can sign myself. Yeah.
And then there's another.
Initial.
And then. There's one right in the middle of it, so.
To the attorney.
Yeah. I think that makes it feel.
Yeah, that's our minutes. Okay,
It's already been through,
this is just the
review,
official.
but she'll sign after you guys sign.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Have the initial everything.
We did.
So you have the motion and whatever on that?
Yeah.
one? I need
Yeah.
that to write on here.
Alright, so next up, we have the Union Bank loan application for the fire truck. For the principal amount of $309,208, so I'll make a motion that we sign the principal note for the new fire truck. Do I have a second?
Yep.
Alright, all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay. Excellent, thank you for getting that done. Okay.
Just, I think you only have one more, they,
They take it easy. One more, so you're right underneath me. Excellent.
I'll tell you after that.
First payment was July 15th.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Excellent. Thank you. Next up, we have to approve and sign the intermunicipal agreement for dispatch. Woodstock.
So before you guys go any further. Notes here.
The 2-year contract.
It's 2 years and it's gone up $4,500, but we did quote out what it would be to go back to Grafton, and that came in at 32. So there's that. But we had some questions on number 2, where it says, additionally, the town may be responsible for incidental expenses. Encouraged to carry out this agreement.
I would
So
like to know what those are.
Yeah.
I emailed over, I think you'll see it, I attached it, because I was a little concerned about that being, it was very broad and what that meant, and I also sent it off to our legal. You'll see Karina's response there, but then you'll also see where I added Laura's response came in right before the
I
meeting.
didn't get that. What you're talking about, amended,
You gotta load, go back up here. Roll. There they are. That's from Karina, and then this is from Laura, the share of it. So
okay,
I'm not sure if you want to table it. I'm not
I would
sure.
like to table it, I have other questions besides number 3.
So maybe this is something when you guys go over for your joint meeting,
Next week.
which is next week, you guys could hash over, and in the meantime, I can send it off to Primex because Laura would like it to go to Primex as well.
Okay, let's do that. So I make a motion to table this agreement until after our joint meeting.
Second,
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Okay,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Just.
I have other
Yeah.
questions further down the list.
Okay, so I'll just make sure that that's on your pads for next week when you go over there.
okay. Do you wanna, later this week, stop in and see Judy and give her those other questions so that then maybe they can have some answers prepared?
I actually have my here.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll.
so then
get
we
to
can
that
send
then.
them over to them so that they're not
Yeah.
blindsided and have to go back to
I'm
us.
sure it's probably very innocuous, but
Yeah.
I do have questions.
You know, my other question too is, these need to go through the AG's office, so we want to make sure that they have done that too. Any intermunicipal agreement should be reviewed by the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
So that'd be another thing for you guys to check on and go over.
Yep. All right, so next up, we need to approve and sign the certified computer service equipment contract. That stay relatively the same.
It did, and it's just pretty much our. It went up the same amount everything else is, the 10% we've been seeing, and it's the 5-year projection for our replacement costs that we pay over time.
Right.
And, you know, they just,
This is everybody but library.
just like,
planning. Okay, how planning board?
they choose not to, they just have a laptop and they choose to just get
Get it
whatever,
when they need it.
like at
Okay.
Walmart or Best Buy or
Yeah.
something.
Us, yeah.
I went to the meeting last night.
Yeah.
They informed me that their laptop died.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have this, it's on here.
It's a 3-year-old laptop. And it's completely,
That's crazy.
And it died 5 days after.
so they asked, they were gonna.
5 days after the warranty, of course.
Yeah, they were gonna come and ask for another
Okay.
$800, whatever, and after we already gave them an additional 4,000, that they did not have earmarked for anything.
Yeah, I've met with them and I got their budget revised in here.
Okay.
It's down. how many-
So they're going to take it out of the revised budget that we gave them.
No, do you wanna wait until we get there?
Yeah, let's
and-
wait until we get there, I guess. So my only question would be, is it advantageous of us to add them to this? So that
I
we
mean,
are protected, I mean, this is a 5-year agreement, so they would.
They
be
only
protected
use
if-
their laptop to run Zoom meetings. Right?
Pretty much. They do want to store some of their papers on there too, which is all backed up in the cloud.
I did offer to purchase one through them, through
Certified, so then-
certified, but they would like to go with
Okay. A different model.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
And they don't feel like they need the support or whatever for it, so I don't,
Yeah, they want, maybe want to store documents and maybe photos of their pit visits and stuff like that on it or something. So,
Okay,
You don't need much of.
I mean, that's
freedom
their,
to do all
that's
that.
their
I did
decision.
offer it,
I mean-
and when they first got the last one, I offered it as well.
Okay.
And I mean, we can always add to this, it would increase it a little bit, but we can always add to it and they will work
Okay.
it in
If
so
we need to.
choose. Yeah,
Okay. Alright, so I make a motion to sign and the certified computer service agreement. Do I have a second?
Yeah.
Alright, all those in favor?
I,
Aye.
I can tell you, those. What we
It's
get,
worth its weight in gold.
they're more expensive, but they're,
They hold up. Well, just the tech, being able to have the technical support,
mm,
and it's included in the
I
agreement.
think because they have people on their board that have that,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Alright, so we get some budgets. Oops. no, no, yeah. So first up, we got financial.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm not really gonna- Sorry. It's just the normal increase that you're seeing across the board.
Would this be the one that we would, if we wanted to, set up a capital reserve
Yes,
to start putting money
Yes.
towards the software upgrade?
yeah, or you could do it when I come through with the capital reserves.
Where do you think makes most, like,
For the it doesn't matter, you can do it now, or we can do it when we're,
I think we should start a capital reserve, knowing that we have a software upgrade that we need to do in the town office. And knowing that it's gonna be a significant upstart investment, that we should look to maybe start something this year with
I.
15 or 20,000, at least that's
Something
covers.
like that.
I think- I think when you brought the, it was gonna be upwards of 50 or 60,000.
and we were getting a deal
Every
this
5
year.
years.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I mean, we haven't changed, accounting software since I've been here in 18 years.
Oh,
and this would allow a lot of our stuff to go up on the cloud, which would provide access to, documents for them when they're forced to work remote or whatever. It makes it a lot cleaner as well, I think.
yeah, you don't feel it so much when it's in smaller increments.
Yeah. Right? So what do you, I would think 20,000 would be a good this year investment. So it gets us half, at least close to halfway.
Yeah, and if we got extra, we can.
We could revisit it when we get,
Right.
Is there
so what would you,
a motion?
I make a motion that we establish a capital reserve for, okay, what would we necessarily call this? Software upgrade? I mean, it's not,
You wanna box yourself into a corner.
Right.
I'm gonna have to talk to Laura,
a capital reserve for the finance,
it could
the
be-
financial administration
you could just put
Program.
computer programs,
programming,
So,
computer programs. and-
See what
Because
Laura
I
has
may
to
not be the only one, that,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have police department, you could have,
say. Okay,
you know what I
It
mean?
could be
So
for
you don't wanna
anybody.
box yourself into a corner where it's,
one of
highway, could they become, the new GIS programs coming out, a lot could be dumped into that.
Okay. So
It's gonna be-
computer programming,
Yeah, and I think you make it like your
department wide,
town-wide.
time wide,
I mean, cause it's silly to have, and then you just create a sheet just like we do with our other capital reserves with
For
departments.
put in their request for.
Cause otherwise you're gonna have all these little capital reserves out there, which is a
Yeah.
nightmare for a trustee of a trust fund.
No, I agree.
It's just my opinion.
So to establish a capital reserve for computer programming. Do I have a second?
yes,
All right. All those in favor?
Programming and programs.
Programming and programs.
I think, yeah.
Programming of the program.
Well, I'll make sure we have the right, I don't.
Yeah.
Did you
Perfect,
second
yeah.
that?
Well,
Yes, you did. And we both said aye. Okay. Great,
And now I'm on my budget. Now I need one for my budget.
okay, yeah, that's right. So I make a motion to accept the financial administration budget in the amount of $183,302. Do I have a second?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Personnel administration.
So. Retirement dropped because, well, one, police department moved a good chunk of their money, but also our contribution rates dropped 3%.
Hmm.
So, dental, they went up 2.95%. We haven't seen an increase in that in years.
Yeah.
Health insurance went up. It's gonna be roughly 8%, but we always get that contribution holiday back.
Yeah.
But we are returning $177,000 because of staffing last year. And then I always carry one open person family plan because I don't know what people are doing.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure I have a two-person possibly a single going to a two-person or a family, and I'm pretty sure that I have maybe a single going to a two-person. So, I have to account for that just in case, and if we don't, then we return it and it offsets the tax rate.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Oh, that's good.
And they will cook it for them when they go around.
Well, yeah, it's just,
That's really. Right, so I make a motion to accept the personnel administration budget in the amount of $766,939. All those in favor? Aye. So here's the.
yeah, so I submitted a new one under the revised column.
Okay.
Increasing their operating to $2,800 this year to,
For the cost of the computer.
right, and my understanding, and Kathy could probably speak to this, is that they plan to get it from Best Buy or something like that.
I actually didn't hear where they were getting it from, but Margaret's already looked up what she's planning on hoping to get, so.
I will ask again. Because 800 wouldn't be enough to buy it through certified, but,
And that can't be purchased. As an expense in 2023.
no.
Okay.
That year is closed. Any purchases after 12/31 are in the new year. Sorry, sorry.
But when did it go down though?
Right, right.
That does not matter. I cannot let you do this.
Okay, thank you.
Nice try, though. There's a lot of times I'd like to do that.
They do have some,
They do, and
some, the savings that they have this year.
we actually
and
talked
it
about
goes.
that.
Yeah.
Because they did have that balance in there, but they also have a lot of things coming down the horizon.
Okay.
And subdivisions, boundary lines, and these big developments, anytime they do that, it's the certified mailings that they have to do and those notices in the paper eat that up.
Yeah.
So I was scared to do that.
I wouldn't drop it. Okay. I make a motion to accept the revised budget of $18,600. You have a second? All right, thank you. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Ambulance,
It's just,
that's what we heard from them a
Mhm.
while, a couple weeks ago.
What happened, we were gonna try and do like 5 years out, instead of coming back annually.
Yeah, and that's what this is, because last year they went from 75 to 125. And they've added we had said, you know, could we see a 5% increase every year?
Or
versus-
whatever.
Right, and they came back, they're somewhere closer to 10% this year, but that's because they've got some added expenses, but they're gonna try to keep it
Single figure.
single figures, yeah. Still can't run one cheaper than that,
No,
just reading, you know.
no. But depend on another town.
Well, and to look, you know, if you look at the relationships at North Country entities that are, you know, working out municipal agreements, and it's 2 or 3 times higher than that. That, you know, Frank County is paying Littleton, so I think we're very fortunate.
And they're 15 minutes away from me.
Right.
It's scary.
It is kind of scary. So. Like that's scary. Anyway, I make a motion to accept the limited ambulance budget in the amount of $137,500.
Second,
All those in favor?
uh,
Next up, we have other public safety,
Um,
the Forest Service payroll.
John suggested that we increase that from 2,500 to 10,000 because it has not been increased over the years, and in case we ever had a dilly fire. You could go either way with that. I mean, honestly,
How did we
10.
absorb the Dilly fire the last time?
well, you can overspend that line item anyways because it's like a natural disaster, kind of like welfare, but we applied for grants and we
Mhm.
received assistance. But like John said, when they even get these little state fires, we're not getting the reimbursements, the full reimbursements like we used to. So he just wanted to be covered if, so he suggested going on.
if I remember correctly, 3 of those first 3 days. The helicopters were. Donated and they were using it as a
Yeah.
training
Yes,
exercise.
they were. We got
the
very lucky.
helicopters.
I mean, something like that, something like that, when it happens, in all honesty, is when you can never be prepared enough.
I was gonna say, I mean,
That black-
10,000 is probably never gonna
It's
cover the
not,
cost
and
of
at
it.
that point, you know, if you are in a situation like that, that's when you might have to look into approaching DRA for an emergency expenditure and tapping into your surplus.
Mhm.
And sometimes they'll make us go to a special town meeting, sometimes, you know, just hold a special. But in all honesty, probably, we were gonna have to do it then. That's why that's why the state and the government make sure you retain a certain percentage. That you can't use to offset your tax rates, because God forbid,
Something like that happens.
right,
So you don't end up inadvertently going broke.
yeah, there's
What is,
procedures, but
does that change every year? I mean,
What's
the
that?
percentage of what you have to keep.
well, I don't know, I mean, no, the percentage is always based off from. You have to read, 8 to, you catch me off, top of my head, 8 to
8 to 15, isn't it?
Yeah, 7.
12, 6 of my
Yeah,
head.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
try to stay close to the upper.
The upper end, right? I mean, I'm fine, if we feel that's. Can we vote the communications that includes?
That
Lincoln's,
includes their budget, their
right,
appropriation. I don't think that's gonna change. I think what's
Okay.
gonna
it's
change
just some language. in the
is
contract.
probably some of the language in the contract.
Okay.
I think it's okay in worst case. I'll come back before you for a different vote, or you can. I think we'll be able to negotiate the wording. We just have to,
Figure out what exactly that wording is.
right, I don't think that's gonna change the price.
That sounds good. Are you all set with upping that to the 10,000? The Forest Service, as it's been recommended by the chief of police, fire?
That's almost. Well, big increase. Yeah, public safety, I can't.
Right,
Even
I mean, if it's
sticker
not
shock.
spent, it just goes right back to the general fund,
That's
so,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll second it.
okay. So the motion is to, accept the public safety budget in the amount of 41,900. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye, okay. Health and welfare. You wanna go down line by line? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I left them.
Um. I would say health administration, yes, at the 600. Humane Society at the 17. I was gonna do line by line, because there's some of these that we wanna, should we vote on each one? Or can we vote just at the end on the total?
I think we can,
Vote at the end on the total?
yeah.
We'll just add them up real quick, okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the Humane Society? They went up $50 from last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Red Cross, requested the same, Transport Central, and North Country Health are all the same
Yeah.
as last year. So Penny Baker Hospice and Home Health is new. My understanding is that they're doing a lot more in this area. They actually have an office
So I
now
remember that discussion from
Yeah.
the budget committee.
from that meeting, yeah. I would agree to fund them as we fund North Country Home Health, or fund them at the request they have, the 2,500.
And that's a first, right?
Yeah,
For them from Tommy Baker.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's, if they're, just keep an eye on it for next year, and if it
Yeah.
keeps, and if they can prove to us that was well spent,
Yeah.
or spent at all.
Right.
Mhm.
I am not in favor of the Inter-Municipal Community Health for the 500. Are you? We haven't done the hospitals in the past. We've kind of pulled those out. I believe, a few years back, you, Jimmy, and Joel had gone through and kind of said,
These were 3 of them.
those, yeah. So I think Inter-Municipal Health, Mid-State Health, and Northern Human Services, I think we should hold off on those. Or no for this year.
Yes, I would, yeah, we did pull those.
Okay. So it'll be a no on Inter-Municipal, Mid-State, and Northern Human Services. Direct assistance is what it is. Bridge project.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I'm on board.
Yeah. Last year they had requested 7,500. We agreed on 3,000. This year they've come back with a request for 7,500. This is the bridge project here in town, not the
Mhm.
one. I would, that's a big jump. I would be in favor of increments, as we've kind of talked about. I would say maybe 5,000 this year.
Yeah.
And let's see what the service. What they report back on for services. this
What
year.
what they actually need.
Yep.
Cause it's,
Right,
Cause I don't think they reported anything. For this one. Did they?
specific numbers for versus Lincoln versus Woodstock, no, but I thought she gave us some statistics, general statistics on. And I mean, quite honestly, you see it all over Facebook, what they do with the young youth. In this community and the programs and stuff, so. I think for this year. And then we'll reconsider next year.
mhm.
Okay. So we'll go 5,000 with that one. Voices Against Violence. She came and presented. We had our presenter from there.
Yes.
Is that one that we've done in the past, or is this a new organization?
Years ago, we did both of these and then they got removed. I don't remember how. They actually have account numbers in the system.
I
It
would
was before my time.
go. My recommendation would be 500 for Voices Against Violence and 500 for passive. Similar
I'm all right with
organizations.
that, yeah. I'm all right with that.
Okay,
Now. Okay, yeah,
okay.
Yep.
So now we're down to the vendor payments and others,
I can
Tri-Cap,
see them.
Tri-County Cap, is the same request as last year.
Mhm.
Grafton went up, Grafton seniors went up a little bit. The senior Christmas party stayed the same, Bridge House. I would, for Jean's Playhouse, I would be in favor of keeping it what we did last year. I don't think we need to go up. And North Country Council is our annual dues, and we just went up a little bit. You wanna dictate those numbers back to me and I'll add them for you? Or you want? I couldn't do it in my head, We're at 53. Good. So I make a motion to accept the health administration, pest control, health agencies, direct assistance and vendor payments in the amount of $53,670. Do I have a second? All right, all those in favor? Thank you. Thank you for going through all those too.
Who motioned and seconded?
I motioned,
Sure.
Gil second.
Okay. Thank you.
All right,
Before. Yeah, but we had some text going on, we've tabled the, budget for the,
the agreement.
Yeah, I kind of gathered as much, but you did ask me to be here, so I made that.
yeah,
Thank
thank you.
We're gonna, we meet with them next week jointly, yeah, next Wednesday. The Lincoln Board of Selectmen, and so we'll review the agreement then with them and get some of those questions answered.
Before the,
Well, yeah, we'll send them the questions so that it can be discussed at that meeting. Okay. Thank you. Debt services. Last one.
My contacts must be, so this is the old, the two fire truck payments. The new one coming in and the one that's getting paid off this year. And the highway debt has been removed because it's coming from a capital reserve now.
Okay. All right. I make a motion to approve the debt services budget in the amount of $94,800. Do I have a second?
yeah,
All right. All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Judy also included in here the budgets for next week's meeting to be reviewed. I haven't had a chance to review them yet. I don't know if you did.
a little bit this afternoon.
Okay.
I
I would
skipped
say,
them.
if we have any questions, jot them down and we can ask them in that meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that joint meeting, we'll be discussing the solid waste budget, the community center budget, and the Kanc rec center budgets. And that will be next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. at Lincoln Town Hall. So we'll meet with the Board of Selectmen from 4:30 to 5:30, and then the budget committees will meet, Lincoln and Woodstock budget committees at 5:30. Oh, we got another fireworks event, huh?
Yeah, that's not,
That's,
I'm really getting annoyed.
that's not cool.
No, Oh. The only other estimate we got was $9,000 more or something, if I remember.
3,500 per town.
Just 3,500?
7,000
Per
total, yeah,
Oh. Right.
but we weren't sure like what they had to offer. That was the only,
Yeah.
what did,
I doubt
what
you'll
did the-
meet them again.
what did Lincoln's select board discuss on this?
This just came in today.
Okay,
This like just
well,
got here.
let's discuss this, well, we got an awful long agenda for next Wednesday, but maybe we'll just kind of float this out there too,
I think she just plans, if you read her email, I think she,
plans to move forward.
because I don't think you guys are gonna have any other option. Because I'm sure that other company is booked now. They only gave, it was only like till 2:30 that day or something crazy,
Yeah, that was true.
Oh,
but I mean,
so,
maybe some other buddy had a cancellation, you never know.
right. Alright, so we got some donation stuff here. So we have, make a motion to accept the Wreath Fundraiser donation in the amount of $1,645 to be placed in the Woodstock Firefighter Fund.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then a motion to accept the donation of $3,640 for t-shirt sales to the Woodstock Firefighter Fund.
Second.
All those in favor? That was just crazy.
That's crazy.
Send them a thank you note.
Alright. And then we have a $150 donation from Penny Valley Flooring. To be placed in the Woodstock Firefighter Fund. Which is nice. Alright, all those in favor? Aye. Last, we need to approve a check request. In the amount of, so I make a motion to accept the check request in the amount of $157.96. For a second,
Second.
all those in favor?
And we need pots for the lobster cooking.
Yeah. All right. We get an email. Public participation on agenda items.
Little education, please. Capital in municipal budgeting or finance is the world I was in. It had to be tangible, had to have a certain expected life, and there was a minimum amount for it. There is no definition of capital. No, thanks.
Individual towns can have individual policies, you know, and procedures or capital outlays, but then you have a zoning board that runs them and. But no. No,
Thank you.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Cheryl.
Go ahead, you're on mute.
Me? Okay. I just
Yeah,
wanted
I can
to
hear you. Yep.
ask a question. I heard it talked about it. Did you say how much I'm having a hard time hearing you, that's why I was asking that question.
Breaking in and out. Are you there, Mike?
Yeah, can you?
What was the question again?
Go ahead. I just switched the audio to the computer. Let's see if I can hear you now. We can hear you. Could you speak? I'm gonna unmute you again.
Put it in the chat.
He's in Florida.
Oh, there you go. All right, you're unmuted. Can you hear us?
Sure.
Oh, okay, we can hear you. Go ahead. Let's try again.
Okay. I was just asking if you did say what,
You keep breaking out. I'm thinking you're asking if we had said the
The
total amount.
salt shed
for
was.
homes. Yep, we did not say
All
the
right.
exact amount because we.
Forget it. Let's, okay, now I'll give up. That's it. I'm in some bad weather here.
Okay, send us an email, Mike, and we'll get you your answers.
I will. All right, thank you.
Okay. Yep, stay safe. Okay,
There is tough weather now.
there is, yeah. Okay. A workshop next week to work on the warrant and finalize 18th or 19th.
Is that gonna be during the day? Cause I think Conservation Commission is on the 18th.
Okay, let's do the 19th because that is a better day for me. Anyway,
Sure.
is that all right? 19th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you wanna do in the morning?
Sure.
What time's good?
Whatever's convenient for you, I don't care.
I'm usually up this way around 8. I mean,
I'd
that,
rather
for me,
do it and get it done.
do it first thing before I go to the office, otherwise then it's sometimes hard to
Yeah,
sneak
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't care.
if 8 AM works for you, that would be,
Yeah.
or 8:30 even, I'm okay, but
Go-
you wanna check,
Jody that needs time to get in and
get
get
settled?
settled and,
Okay.
I'm usually here by 7.
oh, never mind.
Do you wanna double check with Mr. Rice if you,
Yeah.
if 8:30? Okay,
Or she'll throttle
all right. So we'll go 8 o'clock. Okay. Let me put that on my phone.
Yeah, we're tough, okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So
Anything
my
else?
plan is while you're-
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I sent an email, I've actually sent numerous emails, and I never received a response.
Okay.
One of them is really important to the department. We're understaffed, that's what we are. And I need help, and I have people banging down our door, trying to get on board here at the meeting. That is an unusual circumstance surrounding towns can't hire people. They want to work here. And I need help. If you look back, there's an email. I'd like to approach that gentleman that's willing to negotiate. And see if we can just get him in here per diem. Just part-time to work on some cases and get us level. We are very, very behind in a number of cases. And I want to catch up.
I will I'll look that over and I will reply to that email before the end of the week.
Thank you.
And the other two can determine what
What
they
do
would
you
do.
attribute that to?
What's that?
People knocking on, don't stand. People knocking on your door to work. I mean, before you had the beg, borrow and steal people. Now all of a sudden it's,
Well, we've actually never. We're in that boat. I think there's other agencies that were in that boat. We had some issues with personnel. Some of them had to go. We have a good thing going here. I think that we have a great team and that's very attractive. One of the officers that we lost part-time to Meredith got hired full-time. He once said to me, he says, I'd come back to work for you. Not an issue there. He liked what we had in town. He said, but I got a family here. Like these folks that I work with are family. He's like, I don't want to leave them behind. And that's what we're trying to cultivate here. And we're doing a good job.
well, are these new people coming to, what my question, I guess. You have new people coming to,
I've had 2 brand new uncertified applicants that both of them seem extremely promising. I've sent you emails on certified candidates that want to work here. And I have another fellow that's retired who would be exceptional. Absolutely exceptional is the only word I can use to describe him and his resume.
Well, I think budget wise and everything else that we're in a position where we have only part-time available. Based on the budget, and I think we've talked and we have suggested or said that we haven't had a full 6-man woman roster for a couple of years where we've had a full year of information to look at to say, yeah, we're falling short here or there. And I think we've mentioned that we need to go a year with 6 people on the roster before we seriously look and consider a 7th officer. So,
At this moment, I have a $10,000 line item for part-time.
Okay.
And this gentleman, we actually removed one officer who just didn't have the time to contribute part-time work to Woodstock. We've always had, I would say, I believe 3 positions available part-time.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be a burden to take on an additional part-timer that would give us 2 part-time officers. And the Meredith officer that I was speaking about, he is still here part-time.
Okay.
And he is contributing more than I ever imagined he would, and has saved our bacon numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, I'll like I said, I'll review this and I will get back to you, but if he's looking to come on part-time and you have an opening in part-time, then,
Well,
and you
it's,
have your budget in part-time.
it's a conversation I didn't want to have without your consent.
Yeah, I can put it in writing though, so that you have it.
Thank you.
Anything else?
You're authorizing the part-time, right? It'll be right
I'm
here.
gonna put it, oh,
It'll be in the minutes if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
If it makes it easier. for
yeah,
you.
I was just quickly,
Or do you wanna wait and, I just wanna make sure our minutes reflect whatever we're doing.
no, I personally, if we have the available slot in the part-time and we have the available money in the part-time, then why not?
Okay.
So I make that motion to allow the chief to speak with the individual he's speaking about on a part-time position as it stays within the
What are
parameters.
part-time hours for someone like that?
In this capacity,
Yeah,
it would be whenever I had a serious investigation that needed to be addressed. So I
so
don't,
he's earmarked to do one thing.
well, so a part-time officer is not a full-time officer with benefits, it's a part-time position. And each position could be just a little different. Now, Officer Gilcoin comes from Meredith, he is in patrol in Meredith, and when he comes here, he covers shifts at Woodstock as a Woodstock police officer. This other fellow that I have in mind here would benefit us the greatest in just following up with interviews or investigating cases that don't rise to the level of major crimes, but are important, such as sexual assault or burglary. Those cases need to be addressed. Those victims they really should have justice. And the way our criminal justice system works, at this moment, I have one case involving a subject that was at a party. And in that instance, every person from that party should be identified and interviewed. Even if their testimony is, I don't know anything about this, it has to be documented. And in our unique situation, all of these people are from out of state, out of town. I cannot send a patrol officer or a detective out of state, out of town to interview a dozen people just to hear that they have nothing to say. But that's what has to get done. Has to happen to get a case that will go to court and be prosecuted.
Sounds good.
That certainly answers my question.
Well, thank you so much.
Anything else? Being none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:05 PM.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you all. Happy New Year.
Yes.